Our D&D group took a break from our campaign this week so we could build characters and establish the setting for our next RPG, Kids on Bikes. Created by John Gilmore and Doug Levanowski, and published by Renegade Game Studios, Kids on Bikes is a very interesting RPG because you don't develop characters the same way that you do in D&D. It's actually super interesting. So we all kind of got together and we did just basically a create your character, establish the world night. The thing that really surprised me, that I really loved about Kids on Bikes, is how communal even the character building is. So I might pick a character and then another person will roll on this chart. And on that chart, it'll say like, what's something this person did that you can never forgive yourself for? Or what's a secret that this person has that if anyone found out, they would be mortified? Or what's something super mean this person did to you? You know, it's kind of that communal building of a character that makes them so three-dimensional. We were building these characters, and I started here, and by the end, I had this fully fleshed out character that felt so real and so true. And the same is true for the city. So you're telling rumors or you're telling secrets also about people in the city or places. You're asked to, name a point of interest in the city or discuss a rumor that you heard. And so each person is coming up with rumors or coming up with things, and then the GM, the game master, gets to decide if that's true, if it's partially true, or if it's just an outright lie, right? Not real at all. Take this idea that Scott had, for instance.
The rumor is the high school coach and auto shop teacher, Jim Frankel, sells marijuana to the kids, but the only reason the principal doesn't fire him is because they are secret lovers.
Oh. So suddenly we have this character, right? And he's entangled with the principal, and he's also, kind of shady. He's selling drugs to the kids. And how will that story, that small, 1 or 2 line sentence that Scott came up with, how is going to change even Vokey's initial ideas for the campaign? Then there was this idea from Benton.
I heard that Mr. Willits, who owns the building that the Woodhicks Lodge is in, is thinking about selling it so that Blockbuster Video can be opened.
So now we have a club that was established, which is a Woodhicks, which is kind of like an Elks Lodge. And there's this owner of it, and he's, going to close it down. And, is that going to lead to like someone killing him? Or is it going to be nothing? Blockbuster Video opens up, we're all pumped. Who knows? And then I had this idea. I heard that Wendy Jenkins didn't actually die in that laundromat fire. She ran off with some man and left her kids behind. My cousin saw her car on the road that night driving north. And you can see how Vokey can choose to take this 3 different ways. Did she actually die in that laundromat fire? Did she really leave? Did someone kill her, make it look like a laundromat fire, and then leave in her car? The small input by the players at random, they don't really know the plot. We don't know what's real, what's going to matter. All those things make the town so rich. Vokey sent us a bunch of questions after the fact that are like, who's a store employee? What's your favorite place to go after school? Of course, all of us are pulling from events from our past, I'm thinking about the guy who used to run the comic shop I went to as a kid, the gas station attendant at the convenience store where I used to play Street Fighter. Like, there are these people that we get to infuse in there, and because we're kind of helping to build it, Vokey has his take from his childhood, and he's incorporating that, but we're also participating, and the place is going to feel so real. There's a part of me that wants to incorporate this into D&D, into everything. Build a group of heroes. Okay, now tell me about Mike's character. Okay, tell me about Scott's character. What did Benton do to Zach's character that, makes them so close? Or what's a grudge that Zach holds against Mike's character because of some awful deed? Those kinds of bonds at the beginning workshopped together as a group are something that really feel powerful, and they feel like something that I think RPGs as a whole should maybe incorporate. They've come up with a great way to build very interesting characters. Once our campaign is up and running and we've played a few sessions, I'm going to make another video that kind of talks about how the way that Kids on Bikes handles character creation and even setting creation, how it's affected gameplay and how it's paid off or not, and also a little bit more about mechanics and about the actual play. If you like this video and you want to see more, I'm going to try to cover both tabletop and video games like my last video. If you can like this video and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I also have a Twitch where I'll be doing mostly video game stuff. I might try to put together an RPG group. We'll see how that goes. But I really appreciate the support. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's @RobotVersusDinosaur. My Twitch is the same, twitch.tv/RobotVersusDinosaur. Thanks a lot.